USFL in the House with us today. Thank you both for being here. My question is around this notion of culture change that my colleagues are speaking to. What is realistic for us in terms of a timeline on culture change? And I'm not talking about announcing an initiative. I'm talking about actually changing a culture and creating a culture of safety. What factors affect that? Size of the organization, the history of the organization. I'm sure there are lots of factors that go into this, but what is realistic for us in terms of an oversight role? And how do you quantify that? How do you know that the CPUC, for example, or PG&E on the private side, now have a culture of safety, and we can be confident when they make a pronouncement that there's a culture change?
So, in drawing on the research on the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, a number of agencies, HUD and any number of agencies within the program, not necessarily agency-wide or department-wide, within the program, when there were a high-level set of expectations, again, coming out of the Office of Vice President for accountability, for transparency, it changed the culture, but not just by saying we're going to be accountable and transparent. We're going to develop Recovery Act Transparency Board using the Inspector General function. We're going to post 2 different websites to track our progress. And so it's coupling expectations with very specific steps. And these organizations, and they talk about, and it was different styles of organizations. Some had dealt with risk more than others. Some were very decentralized. But there was rapid change, and the culture you could tell by the stories they told about themselves, which usually came back down to it's not business as usual. The quantifiable measures were in fraud that was reported and setting up mechanisms for fraud, mechanisms for tracking how much expenditures, how many units of whatever was trying to be produced, and in what time frame. So my observations from the people who participate in the Recovery Act is within these specific programs, culture can be turned around rather rapidly. But it takes significant investment of time and expertise. People who have worked on